everyone, it's Melanie and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I am really excited to be announcing my involvement in the new Makers and Bakers program. This is sponsored by Wilton and Simplicity. So we're bringing together bakers and makers. I mean, that's like a stellar combination. So this is kind of targeted toward DIYers and bakers. So every month they're going to be sending me some products in a goodie bag, and from time to time I'm going to share them with you. So today's video I'm going to show you a tutorial on this month's products, and it is this round loom made by Boy, and so I'm going to show you how to use that. We also have this Boy hook that you use with it, and the Boy plastic yarn needle. We're also going to be using yarn from Red Heart. It's this Red Heart with Love yarn. It comes in some fun colors for this project. And the yarn colors are going to match some appliques that are included as well. This is the Wonder Woman applique, and there's a Captain America applique by Simplicity. So I'm going to show you how to include those in your hat. Now, I know you guys want to win some of these goodie bags, right? So if you come to VidCon this year, I will be at the Makers and Bakers booth giving out 50 of these goodie bags. So come see me. You can check the description box below for meetup times, as well as more information on the products that I mentioned. And stay tuned to the end of the video. I've got another fun little announcement about these goodie bags. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how to make this loom knit hat. Okay, so we are going to be using this Boy orange loom to make our hat. And there's a bunch of different types of looms that you can use, and you can make hats, scarves, ear warmers, bags, etc., etc., etc. There's a whole bunch of things we can do. And by the way, you don't need any crochet or knitting experience to use these looms. That's the hook and the plastic needle we are also going to be using for this project. Here is the yarn. This is Red Heart with Love. They have donated a bunch of yarn for the goodie bags. It is a size 4 weight yarn, so we need to double it up in order to make our hat. So we're going to pull the yarn from the center of the skein like you normally would, but then we are also going to pull the yarn from the outside of the yarn. You can make 2 separate balls if you want to, but this way we'll make sure it doesn't get tangled and it just be a big mess. So this is what I've decided to do. Using the 2 strands together, we are going to make a slip knot. Here is the slip knot. And then we are going to attach it to this anchor peg here on the loom. Now bring both strands of yarn, bring it up to that initial peg right above the anchor peg, and we are going to wrap the yarn, not too tight, not too loose, in a clockwise motion around each peg. So here's how it's looking. This is called an E-wrap, but just go ahead and wrap it around clockwise each peg, going all of the way around the loom. And you don't want to be so loose that it's falling off of your peg, but you don't want it to be too tight either, because then it will, make problems for you later on. So here is how it's looking. This is the initial wrap going around the loom. And then you're going to want to push everything down all the way around. So push it down, because then we're going to do another wrap. So here we go, speeding it up a little bit, going all the way around. Once you get back to the beginning, you are going to push everything down, and then we're going to do the wrap again. So here's kind of how it's looking. Now, if it's difficult to push the yarn down on the peg, then you have it too tight. So this is a good way to kind of gauge how it's going for you. And then we're going to do a second wrap going all of the way around. Now, I also want to mention you can use a size 5 or a size 6, a bulkier weight yarn for this project. We're just going to be using the medium, so we need to double it up. Now, the peg to the left of your anchor peg is where you want to start. You're going to take that loop, the loops on the bottom of the peg, and using your Boy hook, bring that around the peg, looping it over that top set of loops. Okay, so bring it up and over. That groove in the peg will help you. And this is pretty much all that there is to it. And once you get the hang of it, this goes really quickly. So you're going to take that bottom set of 2 strands of yarn and bring it up over the top set of strands of yarn, back to the beginning. And then you're going to start with that peg right above the anchor peg and do it again. Wrap it around. Wrap it all the way around the loom. When you get back to the beginning, then you're going to take your hook and just bring it over the top again. And you want to start with that peg to the left of the anchor peg because that will kind of anchor those strands of your working yarn so that you're not going to have anything unravel. So that's kind of why you want to do that. So this is pretty much all that there is to it. It is so easy. Anyone can do this project. We're going to continue going all the way around, and once you have done, an inch or two of stitches, like you see here, you're going to take that yarn off of your anchor peg so that it's not pulling as you continue along. The cool thing about these looms, the circular ones, is you can even make rectangular objects like scarves and bags with it, so they're really versatile. Now I wanted to show you kind of how it looks, not with it so close up to the camera, how it would actually look if you were sitting next to me and I was showing you how to do this project. So you can kind of see how quickly it goes, and you can see where it starts to roll at the bottom. That's a natural way that it happens. It begins to roll on its own as you stitch along. So this is sort of how it's looking. All right, now I have my hem the size that I want. So bring up that tail from the initial part of the hat that we started, and then you're gonna see these loops. And right in here, make sure that it's that one that you're doing first. Bring that tail to the right of the anchor peg, and then put the loops on your loom going all the way around. We're gonna make a hem on the hat. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Now, a little trick is because we're using 2 strands of yarn at one time, you might wanna only put 2 loops on your peg. I had a little more success doing it this way when I was then using my hook to make the stitch going all the way around. So just a little trick for you guys to be aware of if you need it. Now that we have our hem, our loops on our peg, we are gonna do our stitch. We're gonna use the boy hook and bring that around. And because we're using some extra strands there, it could get a little tricky, but just make sure you're not looping your yarn around too tightly when you do your E-wraps, and you'll be good to go. All right, now find a comfy spot and do your E-wrap, then using your hook and make your stitch, push everything down and do it all over again, make your wrap, and then use your hook and, do your stitch, and then push everything down and start it again. This is so easy. It's gonna go really quick, and I think you guys are really gonna love this part of the hat. It's gonna be so fun. Now, once you reach your desired length, mine is gonna be about 9 inches long. I made this one, my sample, about 8.5 inches long, so it's up to you. Now we are going to take our strand and cut it. So leave a good amount of a tail here, and we are going to thread the boy plastic needle, and then we're gonna thread it through our loops here. So going underneath, there should be only 1 set of loops on your pegs. Bring it underneath and thread it through all of the loops going all the way around. Okay, so this is how we're gonna make the top of our hat. It's this gathered bind off. So we're gonna take the hook going underneath each loop going all the way around. Now, once you have it looped, when you put your hook through that loop, you can take it off of your peg. Don't take it off until you have done your, you've threaded it through there. And just kind of do this as you go. You can tighten it if you have, your tail is getting a little shorter. And once you reach right here, your last loop, pull that up through, and then you want to take all the yarn off the pegs, and then we are so close. We are so close to being done. Now we are gonna tug on that tail and cinch up the opening, and then we're gonna sew it closed. So what you wanna do is take that plastic needle and then insert it into the wrong side of your hat. So this is kind of how the other side of the hat looks. And then we're gonna sew it closed. So taking that plastic needle, going back and forth, make sure that that opening is secure, and that we're gonna put a pom-pom on the top, but that way it looks nice and neat and it's not gonna unravel. So you're gonna do this, and I'm gonna show you right here how you wanna make a knot. So insert your hook, and then, I guess we'll do the knot right here. So insert your hook, and then when you have a little bit of a loop left, you're going to insert the hook through that loop and make a knot. You want to do this a few times to make sure that everything is nice and secure, and this is a good knot to know how to do when you are weaving in your ends as well, to make sure that everything is really secure. Trim the ends and weave those ends in, and then the hat is is done. We're gonna add some embellishments, but you could finish it here. I'm gonna use these Simplicity Iron-On appliques. This one is Wonder Woman, because you know, we're all Wonder Woman a little bit, right? We are gonna be ironing this on. Now you have to be really careful with this yarn, with acrylic yarn, when you do iron on. So I'm gonna use some spare batting or some spare fabric that you have on hand and a pressing cloth. We're gonna follow the instructions and iron it on or press it on. You generally want to have the heat set pretty high and just go slow. Lift up your cloth and make sure that it is secure. Check those ends. My end on this side over here needed a little bit more work. And then that's it. It is so easy to attach it. It stays on really securely. I did it on this Captain America one as well. And it's a really fun way to add some embellishment. Now we're gonna make a pom-pom. So using the 2 strands of fabric, wrap it around the base of your hand about 50 times. Gently take it off. If you have rings on, you might wanna take your rings off when you do this project. And then you're gonna set it on the table and make some long tails. And you're going to tie a double knot around the center of that little ball of yarn that you made with the base of your hand. Double knot it really well, because this is going to keep track of all those little yarn bits we're going to have. Now we're going to take some scissors and cut those loops and then give it a haircut. So just make sure that it's all cut nicely and everything's even, and then we're going to attach it to the hat. Now taking that longer tail that you made initially, and here is my favorite sewing room gadget. You're gonna take that long tail and weave it into your hat using that boy plastic needle, and you're gonna take the 2 strands and insert them separately into the hat. I'm gonna show you right here what I mean, because then we're gonna tie a knot on the inside of the hat. So see how it's come down in 2 separate spots? That way we can tie a knot and then weave in those ends, and we are done. I hope you guys enjoyed this project, and I'm excited to see what you guys make. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. I just love that anyone can do this project. It's so awesome. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this video. So come see me at VidCon. Don't forget, the first 50 visitors will get their very own goodie bags with all of these awesome products inside at the Makers and Bakers booth. So come find me. More information will be in the description box below. All right, if you are not coming to VidCon, do not worry. Have no fear. In an upcoming video, I will be giving some of these away. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.